Matt Schlapp, chairman of the American Conservative Union and former White House political director for President George W. Bush. Matt, good morning.
How are you, Katie?
We're doing well. So we know that the report is done, but the politics of this certainly are not. What is your response to the report being finished, and where do we go from here?
You know, on election night, I remember feeling vindicated in a kind of euphoria. And last night, I felt exhausted. I felt like I lost 2 years talking about this ridiculous charge. And I feel a lot of us, a lot of Americans feel the same way. They're just exhausted from trying to answer and deflect on a bunch of charges we knew to be false. And so I think I feel a great sense of relief, but I also feel like the nation has been victimized by spending an inordinate amount of time on a frivolous charge.
Matt, thank you for saying that. It's true. I mean, it's one thing to be happy that a report, it's another thing to be like, enough already. Is it finally over? We knew this a year and a half ago, but we went through the paces. How will the White House react to this? How do you move past this unfortunate chapter?
As far as the president is concerned in the White House, they ought to have a special bit of zip in their stride. The president has proven that he had done nothing wrong. He's proven that he was right to be skeptical about the whole process. Remember, Pete, every modern Republican president has gotten a special counsel. The Democrats try this each and every time with special vehemence against Trump. So as far as the White House is concerned, I predict you will see a bump in his standing in the polls. You will see the fact that his approval ratings will blip up. And I also think the Democrats are going to struggle to figure out how they explain to their base that they've basically been lying to them for 2 years.
Matt, all fair points. On the other hand, I spoke to one of the president's top advisors last night who told me privately that some in the president's inner circle are still concerned that this report is going to have some damaging information, that it will essentially, I use the word essentially, clear him on no collusion, but is going to have damaging information about Mueller, suggesting at least that maybe there was obstruction, maybe he believed there was, but that because of Justice Department guidelines about not indicting a sitting president, this coming from, again, advisor to the president telling me this last night on the phone, that they did not suggest an indictment because of those Justice Department guidelines. And so this advisor's point was there's still nervousness in the Trump camp that there could be other shoes to drop. What do you say to that?
Look, this report is not going to be hagiography. It's not going to be, every word is not going to be glowing praise for the president. Clearly, Mueller brought together a group of lawyers that had political animus against the president, and they tried as hard as they could to find evidence of collusion, and it appears they found none. In the end, Ed, politics is about a bottom line, and the bottom line is the special counsel was called to find collusion, and he found no collusion. And so I would tell that insider at the White House, who maybe we all know, that it's going to be okay, because the American people are fair, and the American people have given this a very long and thorough hearing. And there's even if you get the most partisan prosecutors pulled together to try to find evidence of wrongdoing, they found none. And that's really, in the end, all that's going to matter.
So, Matt, this special counsel investigation, according to the media and Democrats, wasn't just about President Trump. We heard a lot about indicting Donald Trump Jr., going after Ivanka Trump, going after a number of people who worked in the Trump campaign. Of course, that famous Trump Tower meeting was a big moment of discussion. Yesterday, the Department of Justice said they are no longer going to be pursuing any indictments in reference to the special counsel. Let's listen to CIA Director John Brennan, former director, discussing just a couple of weeks ago how new indictments were coming down on the special counsel.
There is a lot that the special counsel's office has been involved in.
What do you smell coming between now and the final report from Mueller? What comes between?
I smell more indictments.
Family members?
Well, I believe that if there are going to be family members indicted by the special counsel, it would be the final raft of indictments.
All right, Matt, your response to that?
Well, I've been on CNN and MSNBC and these other networks a lot over the last 2 years talking about this topic.
You have?
And I want them to know I'm a good guy. I'll just accept an on-air apology and a bottle of Maker's Mark, okay? And then we can call it good. Because these people, Mr. Brennan, I mean, he has no shame. Go away. You've lied to us for 2 years about this. Apologize. Move on, sir. We're tired of hearing from you.
Will there be any recognition from the left? If the president is vindicated, as no indictment seems to suggest, will there be a recognition? Let's move on. Or how will they move the goalposts?
No, people like Adam Schiff can't move on because their whole political persona is around this idea that they think they're Watergate-ish, and they're the reincarnation of Sam Ervin. And so he's not going to stop. It's going to be all about the next attack. It's going to be about the president's taxes and everything else. But the American people, the fair-minded American people, of which there's a large majority, realize that this enough is enough.
Got it.
Let's start solving America's problems like the president has been doing without Congress.
Matt Schlapp, we appreciate you coming in.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Matt.
Matt.